Hi, it's Mike again. In this video, we're going to graduate from looking at openings to studying endgames. How do you do that? I'm going to create a separate ebook called Endings just for this example. Move it over so you can take a look at it. How do I set up an endgame position? I'll use the commands menu and choose set up position. Once I have that, since it's an endgame, I'll clear everything. And then I'll set up the study I'm looking at. I'm looking at where we try to still win even though we've got a rook pawn. And maybe the king is so close he can cut it off, which we know if the king can actually get to that final square, there's no way to get him out of there without stalemating. But I want to be able to win. My king is not close enough to cut him off, but I do have this white bishop here, which is not on the light squares where it could actually get that black king out of my queening square. It's on the dark squares. Can I still win this? Let's find out. Let's give this position a name. And the name I will give it will be study number 1. But instead of calling it study 1, we'll call it study 001. So that if I make study 10, study 100, study 300, maybe 1,000 studies or so, they'll be in sorted order when we finally look at the list. I'll click OK. And up comes my study. So I know to play here. Now, the black king can try a couple different things. He can't step in front of that bishop, but he could go sideways here, or he could make his way this way, trying to get across. He may go straight for the pawn, right? That's one way to do it. And so what do we do to keep him out? Well, we can just move up here so he can't get down behind that pawn. He wouldn't do it anyway because the pawn would run. At this point, he might try getting up there, again, trying to get in that square. And if he just moves over, you know, that king gets right in there and stops the pawn. So what we're going to do is play the bishop here. Now, the bishop is going to guard this square and this square. The pawn's guarding that square. The king is guarding these squares. And as we can see, the black king is now completely boxed out of getting to the queening square. So now we understand how to win this endgame. So we've got one study completed. Where do we go to find our studies? We use the Go menu. Go, and we say Go, jump to board name, and we'll have a list of all the studies. So I called it study 001, so I could have up to study 999, and they would all stay in sorted order. I could also call it study rook pawn and wrong colored bishop, or whatever I wanted to call it. I can rename it with this button right here. So that's how to do that. So we might say now, well, we put our end games in the middle of an opening book. How do we get back to the starting position of chess? We don't have to name that position. We can just use the Go menu. The very first option is jump to starting position, and that takes you back to the starting position of chess, just in case this was already an opening ebook for you. So if you're not using Chess Openings Wizard Express, well, why are you watching this? Get your copy for Windows or Macintosh. It's the least expensive version of the program we have. It's the most popular one. This is the Windows version I'm using currently. The Macintosh version works exactly the same way. Go to bookup.com and get your copy of Chess Openings Wizard Express. If you already have your copy and you already know the rules of the game here, we can check the File menu and look at About this ebook. It will tell us there are 7 positions in this ebook. Just imagine how much smarter and stronger and sexier we will be if we knew 700 endgame positions. Get to work, have fun, enjoy your power tool, Chess Openings Wizard Express. Just in case you didn't know how to do that little marking thing with the circles for squares, if you want to do that to give yourself some hints, right-clicking on the squares is what I'm doing here to mark the square. And that's all you should need to know today. Enjoy endgame studies. I'll talk to you soon.